Alright, let's get real. We all spend so much time thinking about how we look, what we say, what we wear, and how we show up. But what if I told you that there's one thing, just one thing, that's universally attractive to everyone? No, it's not about your appearance. It's about something deeper, something that can truly make you stand out. It's confidence. Confidence is what women are drawn to. It's the thing that makes us feel safe, heard, and seen. Confidence is quiet, it's not about showing off or pretending to know it all. It's about being secure in who you are. It's about owning your story, being comfortable with your flaws, and standing tall in the truth of who you are. Think about the people you admire. The ones who walk into a room and somehow just own it. It's not their looks that make them stand out, it's how they carry themselves. How they walk, how they speak, how they make you feel when you're around them. That's the power of confidence. And here's the thing, it's available to every single one of us. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. But when you embrace who you are and stop waiting for permission to show up as your best self, that's when the magic happens. That's when people start to notice, doors start to open, and real connections happen. So stop waiting for the right time, or for someone else to validate you. Confidence comes from within. It's a choice you make every single day. The more you step into it, the more you'll see your life change in ways you never expected. You have everything you need. Own it. When you think about what draws people to each other, we often look at superficial things like physical appearance, charm, or the way someone speaks. But if you dig deeper, you'll realize that the one quality that stands out the most, across all genders, ages, and cultures, is confidence. Now, you might be wondering, what makes confidence so attractive? Is it really just that simple? The answer is yes. Confidence is magnetic because it's a reflection of an inner strength. It tells people that you're not seeking validation from anyone else, you've already found it within yourself. Think about the last time you met someone who walked into a room and immediately commanded attention. It wasn't their outfit, it wasn't their perfectly curated words, it was their presence. The way they moved, the way they held themselves, the way they spoke with conviction. That's confidence at work. Here's the truth. Confidence isn't about being the loudest person in the room or having all the answers. In fact, you can be confident while being quiet, reserved, or introspective. Confidence isn't about making noise, it's about owning your space without needing to take it from anyone else. When you're confident, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. You are secure in who you are, and that security is what others are drawn to. People are attracted to confidence because it creates a sense of safety and stability. When someone is confident, there's a subconscious signal being sent that says, I know who I am, and I'm not afraid to show up as myself, no matter the circumstances. This is a trait that makes people feel comfortable. It removes any ambiguity or uncertainty in social interactions because confidence creates clarity. A confident person doesn't shy away from challenges or uncomfortable situations. They don't falter when faced with a new environment or set of expectations. Instead, they approach these moments with calmness and a steady sense of self-assurance. That kind of resilience is incredibly attractive to others, because it signals reliability. Confidence makes others feel like they can trust you, not just in the big moments, but in the small, everyday situations, too. When you walk through the world with confidence, you become a beacon. It's like a silent invitation to others to come closer, engage, and interact. This is especially important in social and professional settings. Whether you're giving a presentation, joining a group of people you don't know well, or meeting someone for the first time, your confidence speaks volumes before you even open your mouth. It's a language all its own, one that doesn't need translation. The ability to walk into any room and exude confidence sends a message that says, I am worthy, I am capable, and I have value. It doesn't matter whether you're meeting a potential business partner, a new friend, or even a romantic interest. Confidence is the common denominator in every relationship, because it builds trust and attraction naturally. But it's not just about how you make others feel, it's about how confidence transforms you from the inside out. When you are confident, you naturally believe in your own worth. And when you believe in your own worth, you stop seeking approval from external sources. You stop chasing after other people's validation because you've already given it to yourself. That's when the magic happens. If you're constantly seeking approval, you're in a position where you're dependent on others to feel good about yourself. But confidence flips that script. It's self-sustaining. The more you acknowledge and appreciate your own strengths, the more you reinforce the belief that you are valuable, regardless of what others think. This shift from seeking approval to self-assurance is transformative. It frees you from the insecurity that can often hold you back from taking risks or putting yourself out there. You no longer second-guess your decisions, or wonder whether you're good enough. Confidence makes you feel good enough, no matter what anyone else says. People who are truly confident know that their value isn't determined by someone else's opinion. They know their worth isn't contingent on external validation, job titles, or achievements. This is why confident people seem so magnetic. Their value doesn't fluctuate based on how others see them, it's constant and unwavering. So, if you want to be someone others are drawn to, whether for professional success, relationships, or simple human connection, the key isn't in being the most polished or the most perfect version of yourself. It's in being authentically you, and owning it without hesitation. That's what attracts others. When you stand confidently in who you are, you're not waiting for anyone else to tell you that you belong. You already know it. At the heart of confidence is the deep understanding that you don't need anyone's permission to be yourself. It's a recognition that, no matter your circumstances, you are enough. And when you embrace this truth, you create a magnetic energy that others are naturally drawn to. Confidence is the ultimate form of self-love, and it radiates outward, making you not only more attractive but more resilient, more capable, and more empowered. In a world that often equates confidence with being flawless, it's crucial to recognize the truth: confidence isn't about being perfect. In fact, the idea of perfection itself is an illusion. We live in a culture that constantly pushes the narrative of having it all together, whether it's on social media or in the workplace, where the pressure to be flawless can sometimes feel overwhelming. But the reality is, no one has it all figured out. No one is perfect. Perfection is a moving target, a never-ending pursuit that can leave you feeling empty. It's a goal that, even if you attain it momentarily, slips away just as quickly as it arrived. Confidence, on the other hand, doesn't hinge on your ability to meet impossible standards. It's rooted in self-acceptance, vulnerability, and understanding that you're valuable as you are. When you're confident, you stop trying to be perfect. You accept that mistakes will happen, that you won't always have the right answers, and that's perfectly okay. It's in the moments when you fall short that your true confidence is revealed. Confidence is not about avoiding mistakes, it's about knowing how to recover from them and moving forward without shame. Perfectionism often comes from a place of fear, a fear of being judged, of not measuring up, of being rejected. But this constant striving for perfection only feeds insecurity. When you chase perfection, you're always looking outside of yourself for approval, always thinking that if you just get this one thing right, you'll finally be enough. But it's a trap. Perfection keeps you in a state of constant dissatisfaction because it's unattainable. Instead, confidence allows you to embrace your imperfections. It's the acknowledgement that you don't have to be flawless to be worthy of love, success, or happiness. Confidence is being comfortable with who you are, flaws, quirks, and all, and realizing that those things don't take away from your value, they add to it. Your imperfections are part of your story, part of what makes you unique and human. Think about the people you admire the most, whether they're public figures, friends, or loved ones. They don't come across as perfect. In fact, it's their vulnerabilities, their realness, that draws you to them. It's the way they handle challenges, their honesty about their struggles, and their willingness to show up as their authentic selves despite not being perfect that makes them so relatable and magnetic. The beauty of confidence is that it celebrates imperfections. Instead of hiding behind a mask of perfection, a confident person stands in their truth, owning the parts of themselves that might seem less than ideal. In doing so, they make it okay for others to do the same. They give permission for others to be imperfect, to be human, to be real. This is where true confidence grows, not in your ability to look flawless on the outside, but in your ability to embrace your inner truth and be unapologetic about it. When you stop striving for perfection, you free yourself from the weight of unrealistic expectations. You create space for growth, for experimentation, and for learning. You stop feeling like you have to have all the answers and begin to appreciate the process, knowing that every step forward, even the mistakes, is part of the journey. Confidence is about embracing your imperfections with grace. When you can do that, you open up the possibility to step into the fullest version of yourself. You realize that mistakes are opportunities to learn and grow, not failures to avoid or hide from. It's about taking risks, making mistakes, and getting back up without feeling ashamed or defeated. You can be confident without being perfect because confidence isn't about having all the answers. It's about being at peace with your own uncertainty, being willing to take action even if you don't know exactly what's going to happen. Confidence says, I may not have it all figured out, but I'm okay with that, and I'm moving forward anyway. The reality is that perfection can actually be a barrier to confidence. Perfection creates a fear of failure, which stops you from trying new things or stepping out of your comfort zone. Confidence, on the other hand, encourages growth through trial and error. It's about showing up even when you don't have it all together, even when you're not sure how things will turn out, and still believing in your own ability to navigate whatever comes your way. When you stop chasing perfection and embrace confidence, you begin to see that growth happens through action, not through a flawless image. You learn to trust yourself, your instincts, and your ability to adapt. You realize that perfection is not the end goal, it's the process of being yourself, learning, evolving, and becoming more comfortable with who you are, as you are. Perfectionism often leads to self-criticism and harsh judgment. When you slip up or fail, it can make you feel like you're not enough, which only erodes your confidence further. But confidence doesn't require perfection. It's the ability to look at your imperfections with compassion, to laugh at your mistakes, and to keep moving forward with the knowledge that you are still worthy, still valuable, and still growing. When you free yourself from the need for perfection, you're able to embrace your true self. And when you can do that, others will be drawn to your authenticity. Confidence becomes an invitation for others to also show up as their true selves, without the fear of judgment or rejection. It creates a ripple effect, spreading the idea that you don't have to be perfect to be accepted, loved, or respected. You just have to be real.